I guess we start from what happened in Bukhungu Stadium over the weekend. And essentially, what was painted is that there are two factions in this country right now. You either support the BBI or you don't support the BBI, notwithstanding the fact that the Tangatanga faction of the Jubilee government has declared that they are going to indeed be part of the BBI and the exercise that is going on around the country. But that notwithstanding, have we gotten to a point that now this country has to be divided by politicians along you either support or you're against it, so you're on the other side? Let me begin with Mheshimiwa Rigathi.
Thank you, Ken. I don't think there is any function as far as BBI is concerned. We are in Bomas in November, and we looked at what was proposed, and most of us were quite happy. Okay,
I'm told I have to sort your mic, so let me skip to I wanted to call him Mheshimiwa because this is essentially about politics. But Simeha, essentially, have we come to a point that this is just about you either support or you don't support, and because of that you're on the other side?
I think what everyone needs to appreciate is the reality of processes that evoke emotions, especially political emotions, that oftentimes, you know, they will be taken advantage of by politicians, by people who want to make political commentary. And this is no exception, you know, but that is no excuse at all for us or for anyone to drop their eyes from the ball, the main thing that BBI is. So you won't have control over what, you know, different different people comment on BBI. You won't have control over what different people say, depending on their context and the understanding of BBI. But BBI, I think, as a process, and the initial product being the first report of BBI, remains, you know, as an important, in my opinion, as an important national process and product that people need to engage in. So what Mheshimiwa Atwoli was talking about, and I suppose that is what we are making reference to, is not something you can avoid. I think it's not even something you should focus on. You're not going to stop it. We have had a lot more before, and we will hear a lot more after.
Okay.
But that's no excuse for us to use to bastardize this process of BBI.
Okay, but do you believe BBI has divided Kenyans along political lines based on affiliation?
No, Kenyans, unfortunately, there are many other reasons why we've been divided.
And not necessarily
And not necessarily BBI. In
Okay.
fact, this process seeks for us to have a conversation through which we acknowledge the reasons that make us divided,
okay,
and hopefully together seek a lasting solution.
All right, let me come back to you because your mic is now okay.
Yeah, thank you. I was saying that when we came from Bomas, we looked at that document we were taken through, and we were in consensus that essentially there is nothing harmful in BBI, we can live with it. And as we were calling for an implementation matrix, so that what needs to come to Parliament can come to Parliament, what needs to go to the people can go to the people. I think there was quite a group of people who were quite disappointed, who wanted a contest of us versus them. Okay. So when all of us said we are happy with it,
okay,
you know, this is when now these rallies started. And we are saying these rallies, it's okay. But in our view, they were not necessary.
But then how comes the faction that supports the DP president held a press conference today to say we are actually joining
Yes, I'll tell you.
Yes.
What happened is from Kisii and from Kakamega, our people, those whom we lead and we are elected, told us what we listened in Kisii and what we listened in Kakamega, we don't understand anymore.
Okay.
We are all supporting the BBI. Atwoli is there saying that those who don't support the BBI are this and that. They were asking who are those people. Okay. Then they were saying, we were in agreement that BBI is okay. If there will be additions, the way the president said, go and read for yourself. Our people are saying none of us has seen a hard copy
okay,
of this BBI. So when people are being asked to support in Kakamega, they actually don't know what they are being asked to support. Secondly, no member of the public was given an opportunity to say anything about it. It's just the leaders who are speaking. Then our people are telling us, we would have expected to hear about economic issues. Our coffee, our tea, those things were not being discussed. So we are getting confused, and we want you also to go to those meetings and state our position.
All right.
Okay?
So it's
and on top of stating our position in those meetings, also have meetings in our regions, every county, come, since there are no copies, come as our leaders, take us through the BBI and give us an opportunity to give you our views.
All right.
As we listen to the people have spoken, they have told us to attend those meetings and talk for them and what they want. They have told us, in addition to those meetings that have been scheduled in the regions, they have asked us to schedule meetings in every county.
Okay.
They come and we discuss the BBI.
Point made, Mheshimiwa.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so you have been holding parallel meetings in order for you to speak to the people to tell you what they want, but we'll come back to that. Mheshimiwa Cherargei, what you have said, and of course I want you to talk more about this decision today to bring the pro-William Ruto camp to start joining and going around the country in this BBI sensitization programs.
I want to agree with my colleague, Mheshimiwa regarding Gachagua, that the handshake developed 9-point agenda. The Gazette notice that was done by Agile team, everybody accepted in the Bomas. There were no issue. What we called upon is the implementation matrix, as he has said, and therefore no one, I don't think there is anyone on record, either of us, that you term them as DP allies, that have been recorded that they oppose the BBI.
But when we notice, why do you come today to
no, when we notice, and I want to agree, when we notice what happened in Kisii and Kakamega, that the BBI has now been turned into ODM rallies and parochial politics and 2022 succession politics. So our supporters are now people, because no one has seen the 156 document in Nandi, for example, and that is why we are now, we now need to come up and assist Kenyans to salvage. You know, these people have hijacked BBI. The ODM and their cronies have hijacked the BBI. So we came in to salvage the good document that the president, by the way, means very well, because he said, go and read the document, analyze, synthesize, give us your opinion. But these people have hijacked, and that is why we are coming in now to salvage the situation, because they had hijacked, going by the what happened in Kisii. They mentioned William Ruto more times than the BBI. Okay. And therefore we want to assist.
Coming to correct this.
Yes, we are coming to correct and avoid this hijacking, because by the finally, as I conclude, Article 1 of the Constitution, the sovereignty of the people is with the people. And therefore we must get it back to the people, not Cherargei, not Regate, not Malala.
Listening to you, and Senator Malala, you're speaking next. Yes. Basically what they're saying is you've been making mistakes and we're coming to help you get this right. So they are coming to hijack what you have been doing. That's what they're saying, because you've been making mistakes in those two rallies, and now you're headed to Mombasa.
First of all, I want to laugh my friend off on the issue of hijacking. You know, you cannot hijack your own idea. First of all, we need to appreciate that the brainchild of BBI is Raila Amolo Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. And therefore, if you want to position yourself and purport that you're coming to, that we've hijacked the entire process, I think the custodian and the original owner of BBI is Raila Amolo Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta through the handshake. That said and done, first I would like to thank the people of the larger Western region, and specifically Kakamega County, for turning out in large numbers. And I want to brush off this perception that copies have not been printed for the people to read. In Kakamega, we had a preliminary meeting, a preparatory meeting in Bungoma, 1 week to the main rally. We met all leaders, religious leaders, we met youth leaders, we met civil societies, we met elected leaders, and we shared copies. They deliberated on the issue, came up with a memorandum, which was presented during our rally. The first thing we did was a communique from Governor Otichilo on the agreement that we had agreed as the people of Western region. And therefore, you cannot say that this thing has been reduced into an ODM rally. I am not an ODM member. I am elected on ANC. You saw Musalia Mudavadi attending, and I want to thank my party leader, Musalia Mudavadi, for making that serious decision to ensure that he is available during the Buhungu Stadium meeting. Honorable Wetangula was there. You saw Honorable Nick Salat, the Secretary General for KANU, was present. And therefore, this perception that these rallies or these
ODM rallies
is wrong.
But you know, when you're saying you're the only one of the leaders who has said that copies are available. I've hosted this show, I've hosted a number of people in other shows, and they don't see these copies anywhere.
In Kakamega, what happened is The BBI secretariat gave us 5,000 copies. It was upon us as leaders to do more copies, to disseminate them to our people.
You did.
And we did it.
Do the copies.
Yeah. So I want to challenge my friend from Nandi to go and do copies.
And provide to the people. And probably translate it also in Swahili. Simeha, I'm about to call you Mheshimiwa. Simeha, are these people welcome? If you listen to what Cherargei is saying, there's going to be a push and pull on that platform. If you listen to what Cherargei is saying, do you agree with me?
I think that if we don't understand what BBI is, what handshake is, what the difference is, then we end up in all these games, and we lose ourselves and also lose the people. When I say we, I mean the leaders, and also lose the people whom we lead. Because it's important that the leaders understand what handshake was all about, what BBI is, and what the difference is. The handshake was an acknowledgement by these two foremost political leaders of Kenya, one being in control of instruments of state, and the other one being the foremost challenger on the presidential seat, was an acknowledgement that all is not well in this country. And it didn't begin in 2017. It's been there since time immemorial. The handshake also was a commitment that, you know what, we can lead the people of Kenya into doing something about this problem. Acknowledging it now, not just the two of us, but now as a nation. So that needs to be seen differently, though that's where the journey begins, but that should not be confused with now the BBI process.
Okay.
And also the BBI, the document, the report, an output of a process that is still ongoing.
So the question is, so, listening to him, do you think they are welcome? How will it be? It will be war on the platform.
No, they should be. They should be welcome.
Because he's saying they're coming to correct what...
They also need to understand what these meetings are all about and who is convener of these meetings. These meetings are not convened by ODM. They are convened by governance. In fact, if, and I hope all my colleagues here, your guests follow news, the steering committee of the Building Bridges Initiative has released a statement acknowledging that they were invited to Kisii and they were invited to Kakamega.
Okay.
And in fact, they sent technical people. And in fact, I'm one of the technical people who was sent both to Kisii and to Kakamega.
And now they're saying they're going to send more experts.
Yes. Yeah, that's the technical expert. Again, Mombasa. And they acknowledge that these invitations come from the groups of governors. And they also encourage anyone else, civil society, political groups, and so on, but as much as possible bipartisan. Cross interests to organize these meetings and invite the steering committee.
Okay, Mheshimiwa Gachagua, your mission to join this BBI team now is becoming apparent. I've listened to what Senator Cherargei is saying, and I'm still concerned with motive because I'm looking at it in terms of you should go and join and educate by saying that it's going to create, to correct an impression that these are rallies by ODM.
What the senator is saying is that the original intention of BBI was to build bridges. And we had a document in Bomas, a good document. That is a document we expected to be prosecuted in Kakamega. I listened throughout. And these people were off course completely.
They didn't do anything.
They were discussing William Ruto.
Okay.
William Ruto was not in the 9-point...
But he just said what they said.
Listen, he was not in the 9-point agenda.
Yes.
He was not in one of the recommendations of the BBI. Atwoli was saying, Musalia and Wetangula, if you ever want to lead this country, Ruto will beat you in the morning. BBI is the only safe route for you. He was saying there will be two formations in this country, the BBI formation and Tangatanga. He was saying,
but that's only a 20 among a group
but
of speakers.
He was a key speaker.
Yes.
He even spoke after Musalia,
despite
the fact that he's not elected by anybody.
Yes.
No, he's elected by Labour Union.
No, that was not Labour issues, but those were not Labour issues. He even spoke after Musalia. And Musalia Mudavadi was on point. Says, if we are going to deviate from the Bomas draft, let us focus about the economic issues of our people.
Okay.
And we are saying why we are coming in. We are saying our people, the people we lead, are concerned that this BBI forum has deviated from the original objective by Uhuru Kenyatta.
All right.
And we need to correct one, we are Kenyans. Even if these forums are convened by governors, they are about the people of Kenya.
Okay.
And they are public forums. Okay? And we have a right to attend.
Okay.
We also have a right, the way the Secretariat has said, to convene. And we are saying they have given 5,000 to Kakamega. You have said properly. They have given to nobody else. And this now appears to be selective.
Yes.
In Nyeri, where I've come from, there is not a single copy. Yes. In any case, we don't want to make copies. Listen, we don't want to make copies.
I need to take a really quick break.
We don't need to make copies because this forum, this exercise is said to have spent 10 billion. Why do you want us to go back to our pocket? These are public funds.
I'm coming back to speak to you, and of course I want, because Mheshimiwa Malala was there, I'd like him to clarify that, because he says they never had anything substantial out of it. And it was a bashing for William Ruto. William Ruto has said no less than that.